Have you ever wondered what games you should keep or you should lose? Find out here at Purge Reviews.
Fabled Fruit is this little game that came out from Stronghold Games, and it's fine. It's an okay game, and what you're doing on any given turn isn't very interesting. Where the game kind of comes alive is this Fabled Fruit concept that new cards are going to come out and change the rules. So when you start the game, there are very simple rules. You go somewhere on a card, and you do what it says, and it gives you things that you will then trade in to buy these cards and i.e. score points. And that general concept continues throughout the game. But when a card deck is purchased, a new card comes out that will put a new wrinkle or rule into the game or a possible action that you will have. And this deck number one, once it's bought up, it's gone forever and new rules are constantly being introduced. It never really brings the complexity of the game up because at any given time you only have 8 to 10 rules or whatever, 6 to 10 rules that will ever be on the board at any given one time. But it does constantly switch up the game, which gives you the idea of replayability and variability. But in concept, you're doing the same thing over and over and over again. I thought this was a fine game. I thought it was an interesting concept. I don't know that I enjoyed it. It was maybe a little bit too simple for me. It's not something I want to sit around and play. It was interesting. The artwork was cute. I think the cards were very well written, very simplistic. I think it works as a filler. And I think a game like this is going to have a market. I think a game like this is going to have its fan base. It's not necessarily me. I think it was a neat concept. I think that you have tons of replayability if you like that general concept of collecting simplistic resources, getting resource A, B, and C to turn it in to buy this card to score a point to win the game. It doesn't have an overarching feel, so every time you come back to it, you can save your progress wherever you're at, and you can just pick up where you kind of left off and play a new game and kind of always have that introduction of new rules. I feel like the game reminds me of Pina Parada, a game by Donald X. Vaccarino, which is constantly giving you new rules, making you feel like you're doing something different, but you're not really ever doing anything different. You're doing the same thing. You're trying to get these resources to turn into get cards that will score you points. That's it. That's what you're doing. How you get those will be directed by the cards that you're playing. So how you can kind of save them up in the little mind puzzle, mind wrinkle that you're doing will be done by those cards, which is fine. And I feel like it gives you a lot of cards. You're getting a lot of bang for your buck here, a lot of different rules will be coming through. And once you play through it all, I think you can go back and replay through it again because those rules kind of come and go so quickly. I don't think you're going to get a dominant strategy in this because the rules are constantly changing. If that sounds interesting to you, an ever-changing rule set for cards and how they interact, but never so over-daunting or overdoing it with you with rules at any one given time, this will be for you. I feel like this is maybe for the lighter crowd. It was okay. It wasn't something I wanted to stick with, so I went ahead and purged it. It wasn't something that I wanted to kind of get into. Not enough there, not enough meat on the bones for me, but definitely if you're into lighter games, this would be for you. Purge for me, but I can see a market for it. So this is Fabled Fruit by Stronghold Games. You can see a very colorful box here. Inside, you're going to get a rule book, which we'll look out of. You're going to get these big, giant, oversized cards with cute little animal work on it. You're going to have some icons there and then some rules here in English. This is not going to be multi-language. You're going to get a lot of these cards. You're going to have a ton of these that you can play through. You're going to have the little player cards you have. Then as the game progresses, you're going to have these little things that you'll be shaking out and dropping in. And you're going to have a little wooden component that you'll be having to play with it. Components are fine. The cards are really good quality. I happen to like the art quite a bit. You may like this cartoony art. You may not. But there is plenty of it in the box here. So let's take a look at the rule book. You're going to have the aim of the game. This is a Fable game and kind of what a Fable game is. Pictures with all the components. That's a must anymore. Love it. Picture of setup with everything you need to do and how to play. And it goes over kind of how the Fable is going to win and how you're going to be playing and preparing for your next game. As it's not a campaign game, it's a Fable game, but you will go on and you can score several games in one session. You're going to get a appendix rule book that will tell you a little bit more detail what all the cards do. If you don't want any spoilers, don't look ahead. You can keep track of your own games on the back here. I don't know why you would use this, but it does give you a description of each. Excellent. Great job on the rules. I love the appendix that comes with it also. So when the game is set up, you're going to take the fruit cards. You're going to shuffle these, get everybody 2 fruit cards. You're going to take 1 through 6 on your first playthrough. You don't shuffle this deck at all. You're going to have the 1 through 6 laid out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Everybody will have their 2 fruit cards. The 7th card will be on top of the deck and be eligible to be seen. Everybody's also going to get an animal, a little wooden animal, and on your turn, you're going to place it on one of the 6 cards, and then you're going to activate that card. You can do one of 2 things. You can use the actions. This says, give 1 banana from your hand to another player who must give you 2 fruits. So if I had a banana, I could give a banana to somebody, and they have to give me 2 fruits back. This one allows me to draw 2 fruits from the stack. Gives me 2 random cards from the deck. Draw 1 fruit from the stack, then choose another player who gives you 3 fruits from his hand. So Roger, you give me 3. Take them in your hand and return any 3 fruits. Place all fruits from your hand face up onto the table. In turn order, the other players each may take 1 fruit into their hand. Discard any number of fruits from your hand and draw fruits from the stack until you have a total of 3 fruits. Reveal the fruits from the stack until you either take all in your hand or until you reveal 1 type of fruit twice. A little bit of pressure luck. So each of these are going to do something different. As you go through this game, and there will be even more than just this pile I have set up, so these cards will always be changing. Second thing you can do at a location is you can try to purchase the card. In this case, it would require 3 pineapples and a wild, anything I want. So if I had 3 pineapples in my hand and a wild card, which can be any fruit, I can discard these and then pick up this card, thus scoring. When I do that, I take the top card from the deck, and now I can lay it out, and the number 7 is available. If I had done this again, say I bought another card, another 7 would come out because there's another one on top of the deck. I would just put it on top of its deck. When you purchase a card, it's called buying a Fable. So in this case, I could buy a Fable, which is what I've done here, brought out my new card. When you buy a number of these, in a 2-player game, it's 5, in a 3-player game, it's 4, in a 4 and 5-player game, it's 3. Once you have these, then you would win the round. Now, it's important to note there's always 24 of these cards that are out. So as the game progresses, so let's say I won and I bought these 3 cards and they're gone. These will be discarded forever and ever and always. And these 24 would be the cards that I would set up the next time to play. So these cards that are out are always available. So next time I play, these might be gone. And these cards are the ones that are out there. And, number 8 might be out there. So every time you play, you're going to have a different setup. Mind you, each card is going to have a different combination on the bottom and a different rule set. So the rules in the game and the abilities that you have are constantly changing throughout. Now, there is a scoring available in the rulebook. If you want to play a session, every time you win a game, you get 2 victory points. Last place gets 0. Everybody else gets 1. If you want to do something like that. Otherwise, you just play a whole bunch of mini games of this with the rules that are constantly changing. That is Fabled Fruit. Who should buy this game? I think definitely this is for lighter gamers. People who might just want to sit around and talk while they're playing cards. There can be a little bit of mind puzzle into it. If you're into deeper games, this probably isn't going to fill that niche for you. But I do feel like that with ever-changing rules, it gives you the thought process that you're doing something different even though you're not, and lighter gamers will do that. It's also neat that you can save your game and kind of come back to where you're at, what cards that you're playing. I think that's going to be really good. If you got younger kids, I think they might like this. The artwork is cute. It's really easy. Kind of introduces you to resource management with ever-changing rules. But not enough there for me. I had a good time with it, but I'm just done with it. So Purge for me, but I think this might be something you'd like to try out. Thanks for watching the video. I really appreciate you tuning in. If you liked it, please like it and hit that little subscribe button. That really helps out the channel, lets us know that you're getting the videos that you want. If you agreed or disagree with what I said, feel free to comment below. I'd love to hear what you have to say, and I promise that I will comment back. Thanks for watching, and everybody else, keep playing.